Yo, what's up guys? So it's March 14th today, 2019. It is like 1:13 in the afternoonage, and I'm going to take you guys through my art transformation from, I guess, 2006. I have like one picture that I did in art class that's finished, all the way up to 2019 to basically like my last few pieces, and we're gonna see how much I've transformed. I might talk a bit about it here and there and just show like different stages where I knew that at that point I was about to get better, or that I did get better and I noticed it looking back. So we're just gonna go through that, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Bit of a different video, but I've seen this on YouTube quite a few times now, and I think it's pretty cool, so I thought that maybe I'd give it a shot. Yeah, so let's get into that. Alright, so 2006. I was in grade 6 at this time, and this is one of the projects I did in art class. I think it was maybe the second project that year, so it was probably in September. I don't know the date, I don't have it. It's pretty fucking funny though, because if you look at my signature, it's actually terrible. I was like 11 years old, and I gotta be honest, I think that's actually pretty decent for an 11-year-old. That shoe looks pretty solid. 2007. So 2007, I was just kind of doing random sketches. I wasn't, like, back in the day, man, I wasn't, you know, I was just drawing for fun. I was messing around. I was trying to get better. I always loved characters, but I wasn't really, you know, I was in grade 7 at this time, so I wasn't intending on going anywhere huge with my art. I just kind of did what I wanted to do and what I thought looked pretty neat. I remember doing this comic right here, actually. This was like one of my most fun projects back then. It took a lot of time. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, man, I just, you know, messing around. I liked video games, so I drew Ratchet and Clank. 2009. So I skipped 2008 because I don't have anything from then, and this is the only thing I have from 2009. I did this in art class and I hate it. Okay, on to 2012. So 2012, I only have 3 pictures. I used to sketch a lot in class. These are literally drawings from class while I was supposed to be doing schoolwork, and I never did. Again, not really taking things seriously. Still trying to get better, but I'm not using the proper tools to actually learn how to get better. I'm just freehanding it. I'm not using any stencils or anything. Into 2014. This is when I actually started painting. This is when I started actually trying, and this is when I actually got really excited and wanted to kind of make something of myself. I actually seen a picture of something on Instagram. It was some artist's piece, and it was, to me, it was really amazing at the time, and I was just so excited, and I was like, dude, people are doing this online? Oh my gosh, what the heck? And this is like a year and a half maybe after I started using Instagram, and I had no idea that the art community was like really friggin' getting big, and it was huge already, and it was growing, and people were doing this and they were selling art. So I got really excited. I started just doing paintings all over the place. I was using paintbrush, by the way. This is before I got my MOLOTOW markers. I'm gonna kind of stop for a second and just show when I got the markers, but yeah, man, I was just, you know, I was painting literally every couple of days. I mean, I would put the dates on each of these paintings, but that would take me probably way too many hours to do just to show the dates. I know that these were like pretty much daily, man. I was just going at it. I was so excited. You know, the pieces weren't even that great, but I was just really excited to get better, and so I kept trying new things and trying harder. And you can see even here, slowly, that they do start to get a little tiny bit better each time, depending on the piece. I mean, some of them aren't as good as others, especially this Einstein-looking dude, but that one there, I love this piece. This is one of the pieces that I really freaked out. I was like super excited. I thought it was great. I enjoyed this Scooby-Doo one. I thought that was great. I mean, every time I did a new piece, I just was like super excited because they just kept getting better and better, and I kept trying harder because of it. I mean, I was pumped. It was great. I just loved it. I never stopped. Okay, so these are the first things I did with the MOLOTOW markers, basically. I started off with stickers. I didn't want to jump right into a canvas. I didn't want to wreck a canvas. I wanted to practice a little bit, get some experience in, and then go for it. So that's what I did. The reason I actually got the markers was because I seen a different piece on Instagram, and I don't remember what the piece was, but I was amazed by the way that the MOLOTOW markers came out so crisp and clean. The person's art was amazing, and so it kind of enticed me to want to go get them and give them a shot, because I was always a drawing person, a sketching person. I like to do my sketches. I like to have really clean lines, and it was really difficult to do that with paintbrushes. So right away I was like, oh my gosh, mom, you gotta help me out. You gotta get me some of these markers. So I went down to the art shop, spent 80 bucks, and I got like 8 colors. I got just the basic ones too: red, blue, orange, yellow, black, white, and I think purple. Did I say purple? Anyways, whatever I got 8 colors and just started going at it, man. I started doing different paintings. I even had some spray cans at this time, and I was spray painting the backgrounds of pieces, especially like this one right here. I did a fade. This one here I did like a galaxy kind of looking thing. I was just, you know, honestly experimenting. I was experimenting with the markers, experimenting with my art. I didn't really know exactly where I wanted to go with my art yet, and I was trying a bunch of different things, just having fun with it. You know, I started making more characters at the time. I was just, you know, doing whatever I thought I could to get better. I just wanted to get much better as fast as I could, so I just kept practicing. I was super hyped about it, just drawing all the time. My first art show is coming up. You're gonna see the pictures soon. I'll talk about that when that comes up. I did this Ed, Edd and Eddy, and I ended up actually, oh, here's the art show right here. So this was the first art show I did, and right now that's a picture of me at the, well, basically finishing off an art battle. So that's the piece I did for the art battle. It was just black and white. I literally was afraid to do it, but the guy convinced me to go anyways. He said, even if it's black and white, don't worry about it, just give it a shot. And so I jumped in, gave it a shot. I didn't win, but I had so much fun. I ended up getting like a weird, not really a contract, but I ended up meeting a lady who knew my dad, and she owned a skateboard shop. And so these skateboards here, I actually painted for her shop, except for that one. I have that one right now still. But I painted them for her shop, and we kind of just like started doing a little bit of stuff. It ended up kind of falling out, but that's not a big deal. It wasn't a bad thing. It was just I kind of stopped working with them because I wasn't getting paid. It was just kind of exposure, and I didn't really need exposure as much as I kind of needed money. Eventually I upgraded my markers, I got more, and then I started doing bigger pieces. I got really excited and wanted to go like huge. So this is like I think this is like a 4x2 foot piece. That other piece you just saw was, I think, 5 by 4 feet. I did another skateboard eventually, and then 2015 came. So 2015 was interesting. These two pieces that you're seeing here, this one and the next one, I actually had such a hard time getting out. I didn't have a lot of like inspiration at the time. I was really depressed, and so it took me a while to finish those pieces off, but I finally did it, and then I moved on. I got out of my little funky thing I was in. I don't know, I go through depression a lot, and so I basically went through it a few times throughout these years, and I'll talk about that a little tiny bit, but I'm not going to lay on it or anything. I did these Kids Next Door pieces, which I thought were pretty sweet. I actually got super hyped about them. I loved the way the character designs were from that show, and so I decided, you know what, let me try and do a couple of my characters in that kind of style, and you're going to see them coming up in a second. Once I did a couple of characters that I made in that style, I was kind of influenced by it a lot, and so I started making more characters in that kind of a style. I mean, I worked it into a style of my own at the same time as I took influence from the style of the Kids Next Door show. But yeah, so I started making more characters and doing different things, and then I actually found Jazza on YouTube, Draw with Jazza, who I hadn't known about before then, and I seen him do a bunch of character development videos. I watched a few of those. I watched different pose videos, and I got excited about it, and I started kind of, at that point, that's when I worked on poses and started getting into learning poses and learning how to draw even better than I already was, and slowly I actually decided through him that I should probably, at this point, learn how to do body construction and even 1 point, 2 point, and 3 point perspective. So I kind of got into that as well. At this point in the pictures, I'm not doing the perspective yet. I was more working on different poses for characters and just still figuring out different things. I was watching a lot of Dragon Ball Z, so I kind of started working with the idea of giving my characters some sort of powers, like some powers and maybe some other personality stuff. That's kind of where I was at the time. I ended up doing a few more random pieces that year, and then we moved on to 2016. 2016 was fun. I did a lot of different pieces this time. I did this cowboy. Oh my gosh, this cowboy is one of my favorite pieces still to this day, man. I just loved it so much. I did a Dexter piece. I sold that one. That was a custom piece for somebody. I don't do customs anymore, but at the time I did, and I enjoyed it. That's a panda character that I came up with. These are my characters in an actual, like, this is the style I consider to be my style, and then obviously the short kind of stubby dudes are like my style mixed with the influence of the Kids Next Door. This is probably one of the only decent graffiti pieces I did. I did Mario in that short kind of stubby style. I love this piece too. This was one of my favorites, man. This is like a super high detail, hectic piece I did. This was a custom album cover for a friend of mine, actually. I remember this cat one. I sold this to my cousin. She wanted this one. She has hairless cats. This piece was actually preparing for an art show, along with, I think, this piece too. This is a picture of a friend of mine and me, so I'm the taller one and he's the shorter guy, and we used to go to the train tracks all the time. And so I decided to paint a picture of him and I with spray cans at the train tracks, because we actually used to go spray painting. I was never any good at it, but he was, and so I'd go along with him and I'd just help him fill out his pieces and things like that, and we'd hang out at the tracks and explore and whatever. So I did those pieces for an art show, which was pretty fun. You saw the picture there, I was standing with the pictures behind me. That was the show. It went pretty well. Didn't sell anything, but it was still enjoyable to go to. This is one of my top favorite pieces too right here. I called this guy Silence. He has no face, he's just in a hood, and he was just kind of standing like at the top of this mountain in front of a city, and that was the first perspective painting that I ever did. It was the first one. I practiced really hard to get something sick, and once I knew I had a good idea for the background, I did the character and then the background after that, and I was super pumped about it. Another little weed piece. I started smoking again around this time. I quit for a while, then smoked, then quit, then smoked. At this point, I don't smoke, and I don't plan on going back to it. Alright, so into 2017. So, 2017, I still live here now, but I moved with my girlfriend from where I lived before, and I took a little bit of a break from doing any art. And then once I got back into it, I really, really got into it. And this is where my YouTube videos started coming out a lot about, I'd say, I guess 2017, yeah, so 2 years ago. So this is when I started really pushing out videos. I was doing a piece every day or two. I was trying to get out as much work as I could, and I kind of burnt myself out after a while. I started slowly, unfortunately, getting depressed again. I can't explain why, I just kind of did. And then on top of the depression, I actually ended up losing my dad, which was pretty shitty. So I didn't end up doing work for a long time after, I believe, 2017. There was a bit of a gap between 2017 and 2018, I think, where I just wasn't putting anything out at all. And yeah, it was quite, well, actually, it was pretty much almost a majority of 2018, because I just started putting my stuff out again in the beginning of 2019 this year. So yeah, actually after this piece right here, I did a couple more little pieces, and then I remember that was the last few pieces I did before I kind of just didn't know what else to put out. I was kind of like stuck. This is a piece I did with my girlfriend on her back. But yeah, I kind of just got stuck, and I didn't know what to paint, and I wasn't feeling like painting. I mean, I was just kind of in this spot, and it sucked. But enough of that. I did this backpack. This was pretty cool. I still have this backpack, I think, in my closet, but I don't wear it because I don't like the orange backpack. It's too bright. I got it because I did like it at first, but then I didn't like it, so I painted it and then threw it in the closet. I think I already showed this piece. That's an accident. I didn't mean to have that there twice, but whatever. So now we're into 2018. So here's a sketch. This turned into a digital piece. This is when I started with my digital art. I first got my digital tablet, and this was the very first like shown publicly on a YouTube video piece that I did. This is the second one I did. And this is one of my favorite ones. I don't know if it was the third, it must have been the third one, but anyways, this is one of my top favorite pieces, that pirate one. This was just, I did this for my intro, the city skyline there. I did that for the intro of my videos. This is for my channel, what do they call that thing? Channel art, I guess is what it's called. This ninja dude's pretty sick too. I really enjoy him. I think that was a good piece. I did this Sonic piece. This was really nice. I feel like this came out super, super clean. And then now we're into 2019. So here's the bananas that I did. Oranges. I did like a fruit series. If you guys haven't watched that, it's here in my channel. You can go check that out after. You don't have to. You can see it now. It doesn't matter. I just thought I'd mention it for people who haven't seen it before. But I did this 4-piece fruit series. I actually sold it about a week ago. I did this pizza one. I'm kind of like on this weird food kick right now. Like, it's not that I'm eating a bunch of food or anything. I just decided to do a bunch of food pieces. I've really been enjoying them. They're simple, they're fun, and they get done quick. I have a plan to do 2 more food pieces for the junk food kind of stuff, and then that'll be it. And that is it for my art. So that's basically the transformation, guys. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm gonna go back and listen to this recording now and see how silly or not silly it sounds, and see if it's alright and if it flows okay, and if it does, then I'll be saving this recording, and you'll be hearing me talk about how I might save this recording right now in the video. So yeah, alright, cool. If you enjoyed the video, that's great. If you didn't enjoy the video, that's also great. I hope you did though. Hope you liked to watch my art transformation thingy. I hope I did okay. I don't know if I followed the right, we'll say, protocols, even though it's a silly word, to do it properly, but I think it came out okay so far based on what I've been creating here. And yeah, man, let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, drop a comment, and go watch more of my videos. Alright, cool. Thanks for watching, guys.